If you are looking for some dinner ideas for your vegan kids or just for yourself, then this is the video for you. I'm gonna run through 5 meals that my vegan kids have eaten in this past week. 5 recipes that are gonna be down below for you to check out later as well. Kids are honestly the harshest critics, so this will be a good insight into seeing whether these were a hit with my kids or they were a massive fail. So let's go. So first up is a vegan shepherd's pie. This is a super comforting meal. The kids love this one, and I find it is a fantastic way to get in some veggies. So just cutting up some brown onion, got some carrot, garlic. I'm going to chuck some zucchini into this one. You can chuck in any veggie that you like, but you're just going to brown that up first on the fry pan. So whilst that is browning up, we're just going to boil some potatoes on the side. That is just going to be your layer of potatoes on top of this beautiful, comforting food. All you're going to add in is some diced tomatoes, black beans. You could use red beans, and also quinoa and water. So you let that simmer until it starts to thicken up, and then we're just going to chuck in some of our gravy. I use the Maggi Rich Gravy Mix. This stuff is amazing. I get it from Costco, but it is super flavorsome. Also add in some nutritional yeast to give it a little bit of nutritional bonus, and it has a little bit of a cheesy flavor, but so comforting, and the kids honestly love this meal. And also just a fantastic way to just get in a bunch of veggies. You can chuck in some green peas, green beans, whatever you have lying around, but we're going to chuck it in the oven, and the kids are honestly going to love this. Chuck it with some broccoli, some rock melon for some freshness. It's going to be a massive hit, I am sure, with the kiddos. No real surprises here. A couple bits of broccoli left and a bit of rock melon, but overall smash that massive meal. Great way again to get in those veggies, but also love this meal because you get some leftovers, which is always a winner. Okay, these pepper beef, no beef pies are gonna honestly blow your mind. They're like a traditional meat pie, very simple to put together with just some brown onion, about a cup of button mushrooms diced up, and then you could either use TVP or mince for this one. With this one, I am just gonna be using the V2 plant-based mince, but alternatively, I use TVP as well. So 400 grams of plant-based mince, you probably just need a cup and a half of TVP. Using some stock cubes here, it's just gonna be using the Massel stock cubes, the vegetable stock cubes. So these are all vegan and super flavorsome as well. It's just going to give this meal a lot of flavor. Brown up those onions and mushrooms. You're just going to add in your mince to brown up as well. And then 2 cups of vegetable stock, 2 tablespoons of your tomato paste to give it a bit more flavor. A teaspoon to a tablespoon of black pepper, depends on your pepper tolerance. Chucking in a pie maker with some puff pastry, and bam, probably going to get about 12 to 15 pies out of this mixture. Kids chucked in some banana, some broccoli, and cut up a pie and a half with this meal, but they turned around and said they were still hungry and loved this, so they had another half pie and honestly demolished this meal. This is going to be a favorite, even with a little bit of tomato sauce. Here is a very simple beefless chow mein recipe that the kids always love. So it's just 1 brown onion, couple garlic cloves, carrot, thinly sliced here. Again, this is another meal where you could use plant-based mince or TVP. I generally use TVP, so about 300-400 grams of plant-based mince. So you just get a packet of mince or about 1.5 cup of TVP. Keeping it pretty basic, just with some brown onion and the carrots. So just going to brown that up first, and then I am going to be using again the V2 beef style mince for this one. And again, Massel stock cubes. The beef stock cubes are vegan friendly, which is fantastic. Give it a bit more of that beefy, savory sort of flavors. It's going to come out incredibly well. As I said, use TVP if you like. I'm going to add in a little bit of TVP to bulk this meal up. So the kids got it with their chow mein noodles here. So we've got some pak choy in here. They're not big fans of pak choy, so we're going to see how we go with that one. And no surprises, they left most of the pak choy, but otherwise, honestly, demolished this meal. Another favorite of theirs, and super easy to put together. Honestly, friends, these are meals that I have tried on my kids many times. It has taken a little bit of time, but the kids are really good eaters now. I have always been about persistence with the kids from a very young age. When they were little babies, I would chuck on a couple florets of broccoli on their plates with some other items for them to experiment with. Over time, introducing new foods like tofu, tempeh, TVP items, so many other items that most kids would have never tried. Let me reassure you that it has honestly taken me a lot of time to get to this stage. Our kids are thankfully very good eaters now. They eat a massive meal like you have seen so far, pretty much the same size as my wife and I honestly kid you not, half an hour, 40 minutes later, they are screaming at me going, I am still hungry. As vegan kids, they do need a bit more calories, a bit more high density foods. This video is just showing you their dinners, but they have a lot of other main meals and snacks throughout the day. Here we go, vegan parmas, or palmy if you're weird like that. Very straightforward, just the plantain snitties are massive, $7 for two. This is just one of those convenient meals which is super easy to put together and the kids always love it. So just snitty, tomato paste, Meliora, ham, and some vegan cheese on top. I also made my own potato wedges and then chucked in some green peas in there as well. Just cut it up for the kids. So this is a convenient meal that the kids loved, and honestly, they would lick the plate if they could. And honestly, I reckon they could probably have another half snitty. They are always loving this meal. It's one of those meals that I do probably once a month. Chickpea Tuno pasta bake. I have talked about this one in the past, but it is such a favorite. It's so easy as well. 1 can of chickpeas, just mashing them up, a couple tablespoons of lemon juice, 4 tablespoons of hummus, add in some water, red onion diced up, some chia seeds, vegan mayo as well, salt and pepper, and that is just your chickpea tuna right there. You can have that in a sang-up, but we're going to whack it into this delicious pasta bake. So this comes together incredibly well. It is honestly so flavorsome and nutritious as well. So we're just going to add this with 500 grams of pasta, so just cook that up, and then I'm also just going to add in like a flavorsome sauce to make this a bit more saucy with 2/3 of a cup of plain flour, 2/3 of a cup of soy milk, garlic cloves, and a tablespoon of vegan mayo. So that is just going to make it super creamy and add to that flavor as well. You can sprinkle over some oregano, parsley at the end, but we're going to whack that in the oven for about 20 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, and it's going to come out a little bit crispy on top, but super flavorsome. Creamy, delicious. The kids love this meal, so I've decided to just again add in some broccoli, some carrot on the side. The kids love broccoli, so I'm gonna just continue with the broccoli. Like, it is so easy. It is a great veggie as well, so big size for them. No surprises. Again, honestly demolishing this one as well. So again, this is one of those meals you chuck into the oven dish and it'll make some leftovers as well. So there we go, friends. 5 meals that you can try for your vegan kids yourself, or you just cook these up for yourself, because these are all absolute winners. As I've said in the past, it is all about persistence. I know people say they have fussy kids, but kids are fussy. They do not know what they actually enjoy. They haven't been exposed to a lot of foods. Just putting certain food items on their plate to encourage them to try it, to touch it, to feel it, is always highly encouraged. I always swear by this method of having the main meal that you are all having and then something else that they enjoy, whether that is fruit, veggies, or whatever. It encourages them to start actually eating. And honestly, over time, the meals that they've never wanted to try or hated, they will grow to honestly love them. I know as a vegan, I hated tofu when I first started, but over time, with persistence, with trying new methods, I have honestly grown to love it. So it is exactly like kids. It may take a little bit of time, but you will honestly get there. So definitely try out these recipes for yourself, on your kids, or even as an adult without any kids. These are all beautiful meals that you must try. Anyway, if you enjoyed this vegan kid insight, I highly recommend checking out this vegan kids lunchbox video right here as well. Great little lunchbox idea for you to try on your kids or on yourself. But anyway, friends, until next time, I will catch you very, very soon.